The scale is our worst enemy. I know this from personal experience. Today, I'm going to share with you my top 5 reasons why the scale sucks and why the scale is hindering our progress. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kristen Ratliff. I'm a pharmacist and a health and wellness coach specializing in empowering women with the simple tools and the simple strategies to live healthier and feel better and take control of their health once and for all. So let's dive into today's topic. How is the scale hindering your progress, and why is the scale hindering your progress? So let me tell you a little background story. I have not used a scale since high school. And at my parents' house, we had a scale right beside the shower. So I would weigh every single morning. I would weigh before I got in the shower, and I would feel all those feelings. I can remember stepping on the scale and dreading to look at the number. And back then, that's when I was going through disorderly eating and dealing with all of those diet issues and struggles. And I was extraordinarily thin during that time. Too much, to be honest. But I remember standing on the scale every single morning, closing my eyes and not wanting to look down, but looking down every single morning and seeing that number and having that number define my success, having that number determine my day, having that number put me into either a good mood or a bad mood, depending on what that number said. And also having that number, I remember vividly how that number affected everything I ate during that whole day in a bad way, because that was when I was struggling with disorderly eating all through my teenage years. The scale is horrible. When I got married and left my parents' house, I quit using the scale. I have not used a scale. The only time I use a scale is at the doctor's office. And every single time I step on it, I am flooded with the memories of how it felt when I was a teenager in high school, every single morning stepping on the scale. So I get my weight checked once a year when I go to the doctor. And I hardly look at the number, but every single time I look at the number, I'm always flooded with all of those emotions and thinking to myself, okay, I should weigh less, or I should weigh this, or I should weigh that. Scales are horrible. I think scales set us up to feel bad about ourselves, to feel bad about our progress, and set us up to struggle even more. They make health and fitness even more of a struggle than it has to be. Here are my top 5 reasons why scales honestly suck. Number 1, our weight naturally fluctuates throughout the day, just part of natural things happening. Our hormone changes, food intake, water intake, how our clothes fit, the time of day, our salt and carb intake, all of those things change our weight throughout the entire day. Undigested food, the amount of body waste we have within our body, all of those things change our weight all throughout the day. And even if we weigh ourselves first thing in the morning, what happened the day before causes so many different changes internally within our body that the weight just fluctuates every single day, all day long. So measuring every day isn't a true idea of exactly what's going on, because it depends on when you weigh and what has happened the day before and during that exact day. So that's the number 1 reason. The weight naturally fluctuates no matter what. The second reason that scales suck, weight loss is not the same as fat loss. Weight loss and fat loss are 2 very different things. Fat loss takes time. Fat loss takes determination and some hard work and some just pushing through and getting things done. Fat loss takes time and is a slower process than weight loss. People can lose water weight quickly. People can see changes in the scale fairly quickly early on in the journey because of water weight changes. But fat loss changes take more time and are slower to show on the scale. That's number 2, the second reason why I hate scales. The third reason why I hate scales, that number on the scale just adds to our stress. A health and fitness journey isn't always simple. It isn't always easy for all of us. When we look at the number on the scale every single day, or even every other day or a couple of times a week, that number is adding stress to how we feel. It's either letting us feel more inadequate, it's helping us feel more frustration, more desperation. It's triggering all of these emotional feelings throughout a health and fitness journey that's already emotional. Because I'll be honest with you, changing how we eat and losing weight and getting healthier and changing exercise, all of that is an emotional process. And when you add a number, when you attach a number every day to that process, it's even more emotional. It's going to trigger even more emotion throughout the whole process. So that's the third reason that I do not like scales, just because of the emotional and the stress and all of those things that come along with depending on a number and having a number determine your success. And the fourth reason that I do not like scales, and I think that scales suck, is because muscle takes up less space than fat, okay? So if you think about fat, if you have 5 pounds of fat and 5 pounds of muscle, that's still 5 pounds. Those are still the 5 pounds in each hand, but the muscle is going to take up about 25% less space than the fat does. The fat is, kind of like a cloud. It just kind of poofs out. Well, the muscle is very dense and is going to take up less space. So you can have a person who weighs 160 pounds. You can have a person that has more fat on their body, and then you can have a person that lifts more muscle and lifts more weight and has more muscle on their body. That 160-pound person is going to look very different if they have more fat on their body, because fat takes up more space. Fat makes us expand more. So if we're looking at a scale and looking at that number, we could be building weight and adding weight to our body through muscle and still losing fat during that process, but we could not be seeing changes on a scale, because at the same time we're building muscle and adding a little bit of weight that way, we're also losing a little bit of fat. So it's kind of balancing itself out, where you look different, your clothes fit different, your measurements are different, but the scale can show something that's the same. It can show a number that's not changed as much as you want to, even though you feel different, your clothes fit different, and your measurements are different. That's because of muscle. Because muscle is taking up less space, and muscle's changing the shape of your body, where that's still weight on your body, but it's a different type of weight. It looks different. It takes up less space. It's a completely different beast than having the fat cells that are expanding on your body. So that's the fourth reason that I don't like scales. And the fifth reason that I don't like scales, our weight does not determine how healthy we are. Like I said a second ago, you can have a 160-pound person that is very healthy, very fit. And then you can have that same person that weighs 160 pounds that is unhealthy and is having all kinds of things going on internally. Those are two people that are very different, but their weight is the same. The scale shows the same, but they are very different because they've taken care of themselves in a very different way. So our weight doesn't determine how healthy we are. You can have someone who is 140 pounds, two different people, healthy person and an unhealthy person. 140 pounds for one person is a great weight. 140 pounds for another person is not such a great weight. It just depends. And it depends on how healthy you are. It depends on so many different factors. We can't use weight to determine our success. I honestly believe that it is setting us up for more stress, more frustration, and more anxiety and more emotional things happening during your own health and fitness journey. I just don't like scales. I'm not ever going to use scales. I did that. I experienced it all when I was going through the disorderly eating and over exercising and all of that junk back when I was in high school. It's not good. The feelings aren't good at all. This is the reason that I have created the Drop the Diet, the Drop the Scale. I've created this challenge because I want you guys to put the scale away. I want you to drop the scale. I want you to drop thinking about being healthy as a diet. I want you to start thinking about these things as a lifestyle and how you can change your life, your complete lifestyle. So I've put together the Drop the Diet 5-day challenge. This is a free 5-day challenge. During this challenge, we are going to talk about why diets don't work. We're going to talk about how diets put us on more of a roller coaster than we should be on. We're going to talk about what actually does work. We're going to talk about how to eat intentionally. We're going to talk about clean eating. You're going to start to learn about clean eating, and you're going to start to learn how it can be incorporated into everyday life. You're going to start to learn strategies for eating out or eating at someone else's house. You're going to start to learn all of those things during this 5-day challenge. This is going to help begin to set you up for living healthy and living intentionally and eating healthy nutrition for the rest of your life. This challenge is going to be it's going to be either the kickstart that you need to get going, or it's going to be that simple shift that you need because you've already started your journey and you just need to shift your mindset just a little bit more and get more focused and more on track. It's going to be both of those things. So whichever category you fit into, whether you're just starting or whether you've been on this journey for a little bit, but you need a little bit more of a push, or you need a little bit more of a shift because you've not quite started thinking of this as a lifestyle. You're still thinking about it as a diet. This challenge, this 5-day challenge is going to be for you. Drop the Diet 5-day free challenge is beginning on August 7th. I'm going to put the link in the comments below this video for you to sign up. And once you get to that sign up page, you'll see all of the details about the challenge, everything that we're going to talk about for all 5 days. And you'll also have a link to actually click that you'll use to sign up. You'll give me your name and your email address, and then I'm going to immediately email you with directions for joining the challenge. The challenge is a 5-day online challenge happening inside my Empowered Intentionally Facebook community. Everything's going to be going on inside that community page. You'll get the link and all of the information to join us for the challenge. We begin on August 7th. And I promise you, after this challenge, you're going to have the tools to finally begin giving up dieting once and for all, to finally begin thinking of being healthy as part of your everyday life, as something that you can do, something that is manageable, something that is actually fun and exciting and interesting and helps you feel better and isn't so stressful and isn't so overwhelming. This 5-day challenge is going to help you begin to think of being healthy as a lifestyle rather than a diet and something that's temporary and something that's short term. This challenge is going to get you there. It's going to get you to that place that helps you feel like this is truly part of your life, and it can be for the rest of your life. So again, I'm going to put the link to sign up for the challenge in the comments below this video. You'll click that link and then you'll sign up. You'll give me your name and email address, and I will email you the instructions to join the Empowered Intentionally community, where this will all happen beginning on August 7th. If you have any questions about the challenge, feel free to shoot me a message or comment below this video. Hopefully you enjoyed my top 5 reasons why the scale sucks, because I think the scale is horrible. Honestly, hands down, the scale is the worst invention in the world, I think. Just my opinion, but that's how I feel about it. I've suffered through daily weights. I have suffered through all that, and that's a horrible place to feel. It's a horrible place to be. It's a horrible thing to feel every single morning. So I want you guys to know that you don't have to have a scale to measure your progress. You don't have to depend on a scale to determine your success with your health and fitness. This challenge, this Drop the Diet 5-day challenge, is going to help you get to that point. So I hope you guys join me, and I can't wait to get started with you guys on Monday. Click the link below this video and you'll have all of the details about the challenge as well as how you can sign up to join us. So if you guys have any questions, comment or shoot me a message. Have a good afternoon. Bye.